Hey guys, and today is not a book related video, but of course, as everyone has noticed, the YouTube comments are different now, and some people are excited about it, some people are indifferent about it, and some people just actually violently hate the system, or at least they extremely dislike how these new comments were rolled out and how YouTube kind of didn't really do anything to explain it to them. Also, the fact that it's kind of forcing people to do something that they didn't necessarily want to do, and for the benefit of what? People are going to find out. One thing I kind of noticed for people who are really excited or at least indifferent about the system, they kind of tend to simplify the reasons why people don't like it as, oh, they just are not early adopters, they don't like change, and they're just being stubborn because this thing is awesome. I think it's great that there are no character limits anymore for comments, and I think it's great that, you can easily see a conversation and have it all linked together and seeing the whole tree of replies easier than you did before. I think that's great. I think that's good. Do I think it required linking it up to Google Plus? No, I don't think it required linking it up to Google Plus at all. Personally, for me, I knew that this was coming for a long time. Every single time that Google was like, hey, do you want to use your real name? I always said no. And of course, it always said at the top, okay, we'll ask you again later. And it's like, no, I said no, not ask me again later, or I'll think about it. It's like, I don't want to use my name. It even said, I don't want to use my name. It's not like I'm a troll. I mean, people don't want to use their real names for legitimate reasons. I mean, just like on, gaming sites, some women don't want to use their real name because it lets on that they're female and it changes how people interact with them. And it either starts people harassing them or people just treating them differently when they don't want to. They purposely chose a gender neutral name or a masculine name so that they don't have to worry about people knowing their real identities. It's a person's right to not really to be themselves in certain places. It's their right. Like, I don't have to, when I go to Starbucks, I am not required to give a person my identification and have to give a valid name that they're going to write on a cup that they're just going to call out. I mean, I don't have to be myself when I'm in a different place. I knew that I did not want to use my real name. Yeah, everyone here knows my first name is Chloe, but I don't want to use my last name. I don't want to be known as, Chloe, nah. I don't want to be known as that. I purposely chose this channel title for a reason because I didn't want to be known as my name. And if suddenly, instead of saying a book every other day, you saw this name that you don't recognize, suddenly, I have to build up my presence all over again. Or after a while, people have to realize that what they used to see as a book every other day is now this person. It's not a smooth transition. And like doing this to content creators sucks. And of course, I know that you can have a Google page because I have a Google Plus account because they kind of made me have one. I have no choice in the fact that I have a Google Plus account at this point. I have one. I've had one for a while and I don't use it and I don't care to use it and I don't think I'm going to use it. I know that you can make a page and you can link your YouTube account to your Google Plus page and you can name that page whatever you want, and then therefore you can still maintain your channel name. You can still have whatever you want being shown down there. That is acceptable. That is how you don't have to use your name. And I understand that. I tried to do that. I honestly tried to do that like months ago when I started noticing they were pushing Google Plus. I made a page and it never would link it to it. And so what would happen is when you go to you make a page, so you go to, instead of link YouTube account to Google Plus account in settings, it has it underneath there, advanced. So I clicked advanced and it said link to Google Plus page. And I would click that and it has that box that says YouTube is updating your channel. That box was always blank for me. Always. It never allowed me to do that. It never allowed me to do that. I would clear out my cookies, all that kind of stuff. It never allowed me to do that. And it was just very frustrating. And now this has happened, and suddenly I can't comment on anything. I couldn't comment on my own videos, and I was like, do I actually have to use my real name? And even if I went to my Google Plus account and said like, oh, I want to use my nickname, it'll have your whole name and then your nickname in brackets on the side. And it's like, no, I don't want to use my name. If I had the option where I can just use my nickname anytime it's displayed on YouTube, I would have been fine with that. At least people wouldn't have to suddenly connect a name that I had selected for my channel to my real name. It kind of disturbs me. It really does disturb me, and I just don't like the idea of, you know, people knowing me by my full name. I mean, I will tell you my full name if I want you to know my full name. I don't want that to be the default first thing people know about me when they watch my video. The notification did not need to be disconnected from the inbox. It honestly didn't. I like the way the notifications were before. And it had the whole email tree. I don't get that anymore. I have to go to my Google Plus page and notifications. And even that doesn't work right. So I have to manually go in each video to check if I've gotten a new comment now. And it's really frustrating. And I don't know how many comments that I've had because the notification doesn't necessarily work for me. I've seen one notification all day. I've posted quite a few videos. I know like on more than one comment. So why am I only having one notification? Like, I have to manually check every single new video. Forget about the old videos. I'm not going to check those comments anymore. I can't check those comments anymore because I'm not going to get a notification for those. Also, you can't comment to legacy comments. So if you made a comment last week, there's no way to reply to those comments anymore. I have to manually check each video to see if I got a new comment. And also, there's another thing. I can't comment if I'm using Firefox. I can only comment on videos if I'm using Chrome. That is also the only way I was actually able to make a Google Plus book every other day page and then link my YouTube account to that page is if I was on Chrome. And now I can only comment if I'm using a Chrome browser. So like most of the day in which I'm on a computer, which I can't install Chrome, I can only use Firefox and Internet Explorer, I cannot comment on videos. So I have to come home, open up Chrome, which I kind of stopped using. I stopped using Chrome. I was kind of exclusively using Firefox. And now it seems like Google is also forcing people to use Chrome, or at least in my case. Like, I have to get YouTube to work for me, I have to use Chrome. And I have to use Google Plus. And it's not necessarily a choice, and it's not because I think those things are better, it's because Google is forcing me to use those things, to actually use something that I've been using for a while. I mean, not as long as most people here on YouTube, but it seems really excessive. I was like almost to the point of sacrificing a white goat just to actually comment on my videos. And so